So an app built entirely with AI got breached just 3 days after its launch. 1.5 million login tokens, 35,000 email addresses, all of it exposed and open to anyone who knew where to look for. But here's what surprised me the most. The person who built it wasn't reckless. They were not lazy or careless. They just never asked this one important question. Is their app secure? And neither did my friend Bob, who also built an app using AI. So a few weeks ago, a good friend of mine who works in sales showed me an app he built using AI. He has no computer science degree or engineering background. He did it all with just some AI tools. And surprisingly, the app looked clean. Everything worked seamlessly. He was ready to launch. So I asked him one simple question. Is your app secure? And he looked at me and said, he had no idea. And almost nobody building with AI right now can confidently answer that question. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest security mistakes I keep seeing with AI built apps. And then at the end, I'll tell you exactly how to catch them before an attacker catches it. Because building an app has never been easier, but building a secure app, that is a completely different skill set. Tools like Claude Code, Cursor, Replit, and Codex have completely changed how we build softwares. Back in the days, if you had to build an app, you would start by learning a programming language. But now, all you have to do is just describe what you want, and the AI writes the code. It fixes the bugs for you and gets it running. That's the part that is genuinely impressive. But here's the hidden catch that no one is talking about. AI makes software incredibly easy to build. It does not make it safe by default. And the AI does exactly what you ask it to do. The problem is everything that you didn't ask. And security is almost always the thing people don't think to ask about. My friend knew exactly how to make his app work, but nobody ever taught him how to protect it. And that's not his fault. The entire internet is full of tutorials on how to build. Almost nobody talks about how to defend what you have actually built. Alright, let's look at mistake number 1. Thinking it works means it's safe. That is exactly one of the biggest mindset mistake I see with new builders. A lot of people think that if their app is not crashing and the main features are working properly, then they are ready to go live. But the thing is, just because something is working doesn't mean it's ready, right? So let me explain with a simple example here. Imagine you are buying a new car. You start the engine, it turns on fine. The wheels are moving properly. The music system is also working. Everything looks okay. But then you realize there are no brakes in the car. Now tell me, would you drive that car out of the lot? Obviously not. You checked if the car was working, but you never checked if it was actually safe to drive. That's the problem. And this same thing is happening with a lot of apps that are being built using AI right now. People are only testing if features are working. Almost nobody is checking whether the app is actually safe and secure. See, when some researchers scanned more than 1400 apps that were built using AI, they found 73% of them had least one critical security issue. The interesting part is all of those apps were running perfectly fine. They were just not safe. So here's the main thing I want you to understand. It works and it's safe are two completely different questions. AI can help you with the first one very easily, but the second one, that responsibility is still with you. Alright, mistake number 2, leaking your secrets and API keys. This one actually scares me more than others because unlike most mistakes, this one actually happens completely behind your back. And the scary part, even experienced developers are making the same mistake. So we can't just blame new developers and AI. Let's say your app needs to connect to a service like OpenAI, Google, Stripe, or any other service. You ask the AI to set up the connection for you. Your AI does the magic. Everything is working smoothly in your app and you move on. But here's the question that most people never ask. Where did that secret key actually go? Who can see it? Is it sitting somewhere in public where anyone can read it? And most new builders don't even know that they should be asking this question. So think of it like locking your front door and then taping the same key to the outside of the door. We know our lock works, but it just doesn't matter because the key is right there. And the same scan of 1400 apps found that 67% apps had API keys or sensitive endpoints sitting right in the client-side code where anyone could read them. And this doesn't stop here. It actually gets worse. The security firm GitGuardian found that AI-assisted code leaked secret at roughly double the normal rate. The builders are not trying to be careless here. Most didn't even know that they are handling secrets in the first place. Alright, moving to mistake number 3. This is actually one of the first things I check when I look at apps built by beginners. Just imagine this. You have an app with user data on it. Can user A see user B's private information? Can someone who isn't logged in access data they shouldn't see? Most people will quickly say, no, of course not. But when I ask, how do you know that? They usually don't have a good answer because they never actually tested this. And this isn't just a theory. A popular AI app builder was recently caught generating access control logic completely backward. Logged in users were getting blocked while the total strangers could access everything. And this happened across 170 live apps. The code looked fine. It ran fine. It just gave access to the wrong people. The dangerous part is everything appeared to be working normally, but the security was completely inverted. So here's what I want you to do differently. Before you ask AI to build a feature, pause and ask, what could go wrong here? Especially when it comes to who can see your data. Because AI won't ask that question for you. Alright, mistake number 4. And this one is getting more common every single month. If a junior developer handed you 500 lines of code, you would always review it. You would question it. You will also check its assumptions. But when AI writes those same 500 lines, a lot of people just click accept without thinking twice. Think about how crazy this is. We end up trusting the machine more than we trust a human, even though the machine has never been held responsible for a single bug. Back in December 2025, a group of researchers gave 5 different AI coding tools the same exact task. All 5 created exact same vulnerabilities. Nothing different. All of them were same single mistakes. That's the scary part. These bugs are predictable. And if they are predictable to researchers, they are also predictable to attackers. So remember, AI generated code still needs a review, especially before real user starts using it. And finally, mistake number 5. This actually comes from a real lesson that I learned from my friend Bob. He wasn't careless. He just never got the security part. His entire process was simple. Build the features, fix the bugs, polish the design, and just ship. Security was always something that he planned to handle later, but that later never actually came. And this is happening everywhere right now. The AI revolution has created millions of new builders. A lot of them are moving incredibly fast, and they are skipping the security conversation completely. Security keeps getting pushed to the bottom of the list. And the problem is later almost always shows up at the worst possible time. Either right before you are about to launch, or worst, right after your app is finally gaining traction. So don't treat security as something you'll handle later, because later usually arrives very late. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. Vibe coding is exciting, and I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just telling you to slow down just enough to ask these 3 simple questions before you ship anything. Number 1, can a user access data that is not theirs? Number 2, where did the secret key actually end up? And can anyone see it? Did anyone actually review this code? Or did I just click accept? If you start asking these 3 questions on the day 1 instead of the launch day, you'll avoid most of the breaches. And you don't even need a computer science degree to catch most of these issues. You just need to know what to look for. That's why I created a simple free security checklist that you can run against your AI built app before it goes live. It's the exact process I personally use. You can grab the checklist from my GitHub. The link is in the description below. And if you want to watch me take a real AI built app and break it live, exactly the way an attacker would, comment down below and I'll make that video. If you're watching this video a few weeks later, the video is probably already on my channel, so do check out. Make sure to subscribe to the LLM Architect so you don't miss the next one. I'm Yudi signing off, the LLM Architect.